According to former federal prosecutor Andrew Weissmann, the DOJ's filing from earlier this week basically spells out at least 4 different crimes that Donald Trump could be charged with today. Now, Weissmann is a former federal prosecutor. As I mentioned, he actually worked with Robert Mueller on the Mueller investigation. So he's a pretty good prosecutor, knows what he's talking about. So let's jump right into the 4 crimes he says Donald Trump could be prosecuted for. The first one are, he doesn't say prosecuted. He says he's already determined he's guilty, which you can't do that. I mean, legally speaking, you can't do that. He could come back and sue you for it. So these are the things, I'm not going to use his phrasing of guilty. These are the things he could be prosecuted for. Contempt of a grand jury subpoena. Now that one's fairly obvious, right? The documents were subpoenaed. They were supposed to be given back. Trump's lawyers went, said, oh yeah, this is it. That's all we have. And then surveillance footage showed, no, you didn't give it all back. So that would be contempt of a grand jury subpoena. Second one, guilty on obstruction-related charges. Also fairly obvious. Oh, we gave all the documents back, no need to look anymore, and then no, you lied. So kind of the same thing, 2 different charges because there are 2 different issues at play there. The third one, unlawful retention of government documents. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, right? Illegal retention of government documents. Sure. You had them, you're legally not allowed to have them. There's actually several different laws that say that you cannot have these. There's also procedures in place where if you do want them, you fill out the forms, you go through the hurdles, you do all those things, and then if they determine it's safe for you to have them, then you can have them. He didn't do that, so of course, illegal retention of government documents. And then the big one, violations of the Espionage Act, which basically says that regardless of classification level, whether it's declassified, top secret, highly classified, whatever it is, doesn't matter. If you have United States national security documents, if you have defense documents from the United States of America without permission, that is a violation of the Espionage Act, and yes, that is a federal crime. So that's probably what we're looking at here with Donald Trump, those 4 individual items. The Espionage Act, contempt of grand jury subpoena, obstruction of justice, illegal retention of documents. Take your pick. Any of those could be a fairly serious crime, obviously some far more serious than others, but I think it's the Espionage Act and the Presidential Records Act that are really going to carry the biggest penalties and punishments. Because one of the punishments for violating the Presidential Records Act is being barred from ever holding office in the United States ever again. So I'd say it's a pretty big punishment. The prison sentence is only 3 years. That's the max you can get for presidential records violations. On the other hand, that Espionage Act, thanks to Donald Trump himself, that prison sentence is a little bit more hefty. And he could be looking at some very, very long prison terms because of his own doing, both in stealing the documents and signing the law that increased the penalties for it, depending on how many charges of it he is hit with. For example, if he's hit with 1 charge of violating the Espionage Act, we're talking about 5 years. And depending on how they want to go with it, if they want to hit him with 20 charges of violating the Espionage Act, 20 times 5 is 100. So, yeah, they could do that if they want to go the individual route instead of just putting a blanket 1 violation of the Espionage Act. Personally, I say go big or go home, right? Go for the 100, not for the 5. Swing for the fences, because you're only going to get 1 chance at bat with this guy. I know what a lot of you out there are thinking. You're thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if you could wear the Ring of Fire logo across your chest? Well, now you can. Just head on over to our Teespring page to find some awesome merch we're offering for our viewers. We have more designs that are going to be added in the near future, so just follow the link in the description or take a peek at the shelf of merchandise under this video. Thanks for watching.